Welcome back, everyone. Do you remember a little while ago we talked in one of the previous courses, in the previous levels, we talked about soul contracts, soul agreements on a conscious level, on a collective level. And then just after that we had another video where we talked about the soul agreements with these special children, the indigos, the rainbows, the emeralds, the star children. We talked about that. And now that we've raised the energies and opened your consciousness, if you will, to being at least open to listening, now we want to talk about soul agreements with the family. Yeah. Yeah, we can feel a lot of you already shuddering at the thought of having soul agreements with family members. Because yeah, sometimes we fight like cat and dog within our families. But if you are able to feel for just one moment, thinking about the soul agreements and thinking about reincarnating into a physical body with these particular souls, with these particular people, do you think that you did it without a plan? We can already feel you saying, maybe not, because you're already thinking. Well, you see, these are souls that are so close to your own vibration. They love you so intensely much that they've agreed to be your family member. That spouse that's a pain in the bum. Or the child that's an absolute terror. Making your life, if you will, a misery.
Why?
Oh, why? Well, you agreed to move through, if you will, ego consciousness, and it is ego, because you haven't really understood the reason why the expansion of the soul, having leapt through an experience and seen why it has taken place. When, for instance, a family member, let's just say a father and a child, or a mother and a child, that they're experiencing imbalance, they're experiencing disconnection, they're experiencing arguments a lot of the time. Why? Well, we'd suggest that, for instance, to start off with, the parent starts to look at how they, if you will, are parenting. Are they parenting, if you will, from out the old energy of maybe 50, 100 years ago? I am the father and you will listen to me. I am the father and you will obey me. Or I am the mother and you will do as you're told. God, people, it's just not gonna work like that anymore. These kids are in resistance. When you're experiencing that, once you start to realize you have to start to learn to communicate on a conscious level, being a parent, lovingly discussing, communicating, discussing, instead of coming through as that authoritative figure, because they won't accept that anymore. Because a lot of these children, as we mentioned in one of the previous videos, they are of such old souls, of such a high vibration, they will resist all the way. Now that's just one of the examples of these family soul contracts that we're having. It might be, for instance, an aunt or an uncle that you feel, well, that's a brother and sister of your parents, and that they're always in arguments. They're already sort of in a sort of a family war with each other. You know what, folks? If there's any way that you can reach these parents and show them what's going on and why it's going on, that they're actually being mirrors to each other. Oh my goodness, there's a good one.
Yes, that's a very good one. Because often you don't like Like what you see.
Yeah, well, sometimes when you look in a mirror, you don't like what you see, and that's basically what these parents are doing to each other. All these family members are doing to each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're mirroring each other. They're mirroring something that doesn't work, that isn't working, that is ego-based consciousness. And once you start to realize that that's what's going on, you will be able to resolve your differences. I'll tell you what, go get the 12 Insights from James Redfield. I'm sorry folks that we still go on about this, but we see so much possibilities and potentials from out this one book. If they would sit down and both of them read them separately, something will change inside of them. They'll start to realize that, wait a minute, this war, this discomfort, this disagreement, this disharmony, oh my goodness, feel those words. Ugh. That's horrible.
How can we bring it in love?
How can we change it?
Yeah.
How can we change it? Any ideas?
Step inside your heart.
Oh, yeah.
And feel. Be honest with yourself.
That's a good one.
What's your part of this story, this argue, and take your responsibility and change. And you will see, when you change, the other person change also.
That's a nice one. If it has to be, it has to start with me is one of my favorites. One of my old favorite sayings. If there's to be change, then that change has to start with me. Oh, I wonder if they'll start to get it. I think they will, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So you see, even when families are in disbalance with each other, there's very special purpose that they are in that disbalance with each other. And it is possible that these families, through stopping the ego games, stopping the ego wars, stopping for a moment to listen to each other, stopping putting the blame onto somebody else, opening yourself to your own responsibility in that game, because it's a kind of a game that's taking place, although it's very unpleasant for many families. It is a game, but it's a game of learning to become consciousness. And once you're able to help them understand that there is a reason and a purpose for all of this happening, if you can get them to sit down and talk to each other and listen to each other and listen to what's happening. If you, as if you will, much more enlightened, aware, conscious being, having followed all of these videos, for instance, you could help them to play, for instance, the Truth and High game. That was a beautiful one. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that one. But if you can get them to come to that level that the ego is not doing the stabbing thing, I'll get you, I'll get you, I'll get you back. You can stop them doing that for a while and have them use the Hari and Truth thing. Well, guess what? They'll start to laugh at each other. They'll start to laugh at the absurdity of what they've been doing. They'll start to realize it's been fruitless. It's been a waste of time, a waste of energy.
Yes, it's stupid.
And it's kind of stupid, yeah. Yeah. You know, so folks, yes, understand that when you see these things, these two are all soul agreements with family members, very, very, very special, loving family members on the soul level that have agreed to come here and be that pain in the bum. Not in the ass check, in the bum. So folks, we hope at least we've opened a little door for you to be able to bring family members back together again. Goodness gracious, you've got all of the tools in this whole of the course to help them understand why it's happening. And if they want to change, which I'm pretty sure that they will, as you share your truth with them, something will happen inside of them and they'll want to change. And you will have made a difference. Isn't that a beautiful feeling?
The seed of love.
Oh yeah. Thank you again for listening to the Soul.